Hey guys, this is Dave Grega, consulting winemaker based out of the Napa Valley, and I'm here to offer you a technique that I've used to level up and to maybe gain this subtle slight advantage that allows me to try to make wines into the best version of themselves, put a product out there that resonates with people and that is something that you feel very connected to and very empowered by. And so this technique might seem super unorthodox, it might even seem silly or dumb, but it works. So hang with me here, and we're going to go through this process. So we are in our cellars. Now, you can't always find a quiet moment. It's best if you can find a quiet moment. Sometimes in the cellar, when it is quiet, it's very quiet, and that's good. But if there's stuff going on, you can still do this. It's no problem. You just have to really focus on being present a little bit more. So you stand in front of your barrels, and however they're arranged and whatnot, and you have a moment, and you are looking at your barrels. And it's just like the same thing that you've always seen, right? No big difference. So what we're going to do is sit down. Sit down, maybe lean up against a wall, lean up against some barrels, and you're looking at these barrels now from a different perspective. And you're going to take a deep breath and just kind of settle in, feel yourself on the floor, feel your back against the wall or the other barrels or whatever, and look around. And just sort of like soak in this new perspective. And it's really interesting if you're able to get outside of your mind that's telling you you're an idiot and you got other things to do, and you're able to just kind of be with yourself. You're going to notice that like actually the change in perspective is pretty powerful, and that all types of things are coming up. You're really having a different experience, and just recognizing that is important. That's it. So recognize that you're having a new experience. Take a look at these barrels. And then as you're doing this, I want you to start kind of settling in to feeling into your heart, feeling into your feeling body. Notice how you feel. And we're looking around. And then I want you to start thinking, but from a place of feeling first. Okay? So I want you to start imagining is really the better word, not thinking, imagining. Imagination is the thought of the heart. So I want you to start imagining the wine as if it were a person, a living thing. Let's say it's a living body. Eventually, the wine in these barrels is going to be bottled. And think about the process that this wine went through to become what it is now in barrel, and the process it's going to go through to get into bottle. And then I want you to imagine each wine in every bottle being its own universe, its own person. And that person, that universe, is going to have its own experience. It's completely different from every single other bottle, even the bottles in the same case. And I want you to start, again, imagining. So you're thinking from the heart, that's imagination. Imagine and try to connect with, at a heart level, the experience of all of those bottles across all of time until every single last bottle is consumed. You don't really know. I mean, there might be a random bottle stuffed away or buried somewhere that gets opened up 500 years from now or 5,000 years from now. Or they all might be consumed in 5 minutes. Who knows? But the point is that you don't know. And it's really interesting to imagine the possibility that there really are limitless possibilities to the experiences of each individual bottle, and that you are directly connected to those things. And that everything that you do from that moment forward is going to affect that wine in that bottle on its unique timeline. And now I want you to imagine, with all those different probabilities and all those different timelines, I want you to really imagine all of the people who are interacting with that wine. Maybe the wine is being put on a store shelf and organized, and somebody's having their own thoughts about it and their own thoughts about their life and their life experience. And for that moment, that wine is a part of their life, and then they move on. Someone is looking for a wine. Maybe it's a dinner date. Maybe it's just something to drink at home. And they're going to be perusing the shelves and they see that wine. And for some reason, they feel called to it. For some reason, they like it. Maybe it's just the way the bottle looks. Maybe they've had it before and they really liked it. So they're going to grab this bottle. And they're grabbing it because they want an experience. And that wine is going to be consumed by them or their friends or whoever. And when they consume it, that wine is literally going to become a part of their body, their energetic body. And it's going to add to and enhance the experience that they're having in that moment, right? Not just in a way of like getting drunk and drinking wine and feeling merry, but actually becoming a part of the experience, which is a really cool thing to sort of imagine. And you're trying to feel into the fact that this is going to happen, and all these people are going to have these feelings and emotions, and this wine is going to be a part of that process. And then this goes throughout the entire timeline, all the bottles that will ever exist. And so now you're feeling into these, you're using your imagination, you're looking around from this new perspective, sitting on the floor, and you're feeling into this in a way that starts making you feel connected with every single drop that's in every single barrel as a whole, but then also recognizing the uniqueness and the independence of every single drop as well, and the incredible amount of energy and resonance and experience that all these little droplets of wine are going to have across the world. And when you adopt this perspective, it allows you to sort of literally put things into order as far as realizing that you're not just making wine A, wine B, putting out a product, that you're really creating something that is going to go out and make these incredible ripples out into the world and existence, maybe even beyond your own lifespan. And that somehow that alone, that idea and that thought alone, is so incredible. And what a privilege, and what an opportunity. And that every single time you approach one of these barrels, you're approaching this thing, this living thing, that is going to go off into the world and have all of this effect on the world. And you're going to find that when you go through your daily winemaking activities and you're going through the normal things that you do, having this practice of getting down on the floor and looking at your barrels and having this sort of little bit of imaginative meditation, it's going to change every single thing you do. Every time you take the bung off and you pull a barrel sample, every time you think about blending, you're going to feel the wines a little bit more. You're going to go about what you're doing in a way that has much more context and clarity around it. It's going to really uplift all the mundane things and make them actually important. And you're going to be so much more connected to the wine. And when you're connected to the wine, you can feel into how it makes you feel. And when you can do that, you can create a product that when it's consumed will make people feel things. And that's what brings value to the table. People don't buy $200 bottles of wine because they want to smell strawberries and hints of mocha. People can get that from a scratch and sniff sticker or from anything else. They're buying the product because it makes them feel a certain way. And it's a way that is unique and special and it's memorable. And so it's valuable to them. Okay? And in order to create an experience like that, you need to be connected to the wine energetically and how it makes you feel. So this practice is not a silly practice. It's a way to become more embodied in the process of winemaking to enrich the experience for yourself and therefore enrich the experience for the end consumer. And understand that at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. And that even if people don't like your wine or don't understand the vision that you have for the wine, even if you judge yourself, that the process of doing the thing was so valuable and so important in and of itself that none of that stuff really matters in the end. And that is a really cool place to be as a winemaker. So thanks for hanging with me if you're still here. I'm going to try to post more content like this and share with you guys things that have really helped me in my winemaking career thus far. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.